Hello guys, and welcome to GA Flying. Today we will be checking out the new update for the Comanche from A2A. This just dropped yesterday. And this is like an optional MS 2024 update of the plane. So the old plane still works in 2020 and 2024, so you don't need this update for it to be compatible. But this is a paid update that adds some of the native functions to the plane. Okay. So the update normally costs around $15, but there is a surprise, at least a surprise for me. When I wanted to buy it, they told me I have some points saved up, and in the end it was only $4 for me. Okay, but those points appeared at the later stages of the purchase, or maybe even the last stage, right? So I didn't even know I have it. And the only products I bought at A2A, like the A2A store, was the Comanche, like once for MSFS, and the Aerostar, right? So if you have either of those, and you should have at least the Comanche, right, because you're updating it, then it should be less than $15 for you, if you have not spent your points on something else, okay? And with this, I think we can start. Let me just show you what you get with this one. Some of the options I will discuss in the air, so we don't lose time, and some I will show you right away. Okay, so with the Comanche, if you install it, you're getting an additional manual. So now there are two manuals that is talking about all of the updates. In detail, we will discuss it in the air, but now I just want to go over it. Okay, so here you have pretty much the updates, so like a new native 2024 models, the new native 2024 EFB, the 2024 full walk around, right? So you don't longer have to jump between those like positions, you can just freely walk around. Dirt accumulation, which is something that I really like and that was there in the Aerostar. This configuration of those more advanced, bigger GPSs, which I sadly don't own, so I cannot show it to you. This AirNav unit, so this is very similar to the AirNav units that you get in Black Squirrel planes. So those are the ones that, if you want to go retro, you can still have some more advanced AirNav capabilities, because this device kind of creates virtual VORs at a position relative to another VOR. Well, kind of complicated. This one will be very interested for a lot of people, because this one allows the autopilot to take over the navigation. Because normally this was a very old plane, so the autopilot was only advising you to what course you should change, right, to turn. But here it will do it on its own, so the plane will start to work like a modern plane, pretty much, when being guided by GPS. Okay, and this G5 unit is this EFIS, so this electronic flight display, I guess. I will show you in a second. We will use this one for this flight. Okay, and also time compression support, so if you are a person using it, so this should work nicer, this one. Okay. Other stuff that is important here before you start, let me just start. First, you need to adjust the co-pilot. So if you don't want a co-pilot, you have to turn it off, because it's not possible to do it in the EFB. For example, when I loaded in, I had my 737 airline co-pilot sitting the side, right, on the co-pilot chair. So you have to change it in the sub options. This is very important for people who are flying the Comanche for longer. There is an option to move your state from the old Comanche to the new Comanche, and here you will find the instructions. So I would just advise to start with this one. I actually didn't have a very advanced state, so I kind of picked a new one. Obviously, I took like a used plane, right, for it to already have some wear, and just repaired the most important stuff. Okay, so this unit I already talked about. And this will be the new button that will allow you to follow the GPS automatically. Okay. And there will be also some additional information connected to the GPS guidance on this engine computer, right, that you are normally getting. So a really interesting read. I do recommend you to start with this manual. Okay. And let me take a look at my cheat sheet here. Was there anything else? Well, maybe let's talk about shortly about our flight. So we are in Bosnia-Herzegovina. This is a very nice, very small airport. It's called Urije, I think. And it was given to us for free as part of the World Update 14, yep. And Rijeka in Croatia that we'll be flying to was also part of this update, and it's also like a custom-free airport. So let me just show you. So here is Italy, right? Here in the south is Greece, and this is Croatia and Bosnia. There are some pretty strong winds forecasted, so you will see that they change all of the time. But for us, the majority of the flight will be above ground. Okay. And with this short introduction, let's just start with the plane. So one nice feature is that you no longer have to enter the plane to see the AFB. I just pressing tab on my keyboard, and I have it here already. So the same functionality that was there in the Aerostar. So if you want to fuel up, you can just do it from outside, which I think is much more, well, immersive, right? So what do we want here? I think this is fine. You just add one, so we get some new fuel, so we will have something to check. Okay. Also, passengers are now visible. This is something that you can toggle in the options, right? So, but let me just show you here, passengers. Okay. We want to be, sorry, morning voice. We want to be kind of light because this runway is not very long. So this time let's try it without passengers. Okay. I guess we can start here. So no damage on the propeller, nothing here. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Let's get rid of this one. And let's, I guess from the other side it will be easier. So as we have this one here, we can also check the lights. From here, I can just see, yep, battery on. And for example, I can already check the landing light. And it doesn't seem to work, which is interesting, maybe because it's daytime? I don't know. Let me try another one. Landing light, beacon light, strobe light. I can hear the beacon light. Interesting. Is it a bug or is it like normal for this one? We will check once we are inside. Okay, so let's check this one. Okay, nice. Shouldn't move. Okay. How can I walk on the... No. I was thinking, oops, maybe it's like in the latest Black Square releases, where you could just walk on the wing, but I don't think so. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, I can walk on it, but you need very good lighting to really see it. I guess maybe with the flashlight. Let me just check. Let's use ChasePlane. Remain. No, I need to be inside. Yeah, so we just need good light to check it, I guess. And you could also use like the drone camera for it, right? But then it's not really a walk around, right? So you would just switch to this like abstract camera. Okay. And one important thing, you won't be able to open the door like this, because there's actually one click spot that is not marked, and it's here. Okay, also needed some time to figure it out. And let's get rid of the last one. Okay, this looks fine. We have some fuel in the tip tanks, so we can also take a look. Yeah, not much fuel. Okay, let's read this. Yeah, but it's nice that you can walk on the wing. So I sometimes have like a bug, I guess, in MSFS that I cannot crouch with C in some flights, and I'm not sure why this is a thing, but here it's the same, right? I would imagine that if I would crouch down, I might have like a bigger chance to see something inside of it. Okay. I didn't do a full flight with this one. I just did like a walk around, set everything up, so there might be some surprises. But I guess we will just see together. Okay, very nice. And the door stays open, which many people like love for immersion, right? Okay. Now we can just close it. Okay, fine. Let's get rid of this one, this one. And once again, we can click on this one. According to what they have described, there is also like a new feature. You can move the EFB to the yoke, and for this you need to right click or double. Yeah, here right click works. And now it's on the yoke. Let me show you. I guess it looks fine. So some strong glue applied here. No. I think there is like a holder surface. Okay, and those vibrations is something I was also getting yesterday when checking it out. Maybe there's like a slight wind that is moving the surfaces. I'm not sure. So I did set everything up in the options, so it should be fine. Let me just show you the navigation options. So now we have this RNAV device here that we could use. It's something that I think I missed because it was not in the notes, but there's also this very retro Kalen 90 included, which I just loved in the black square planes, in the latest ones. Let me just see. Do I want? I just want to check out this GPSS functionality, I guess. So I will take this one. I want those nice, nice. I prefer like analog gauges, but I want to show you how they work like. Okay. Let me see. I wasn't sure if you need to separately choose that you want this one, but I don't see it among the options. And so for now, let's assume that you don't need to. And obviously, there is also the no GPS option that I was using pretty much always when flying it. But now, to check the new stuff, let's just use this one. Okay. Okay, let me get rid of this, and with this, we can start. Okay. We can line on. And let me now check the outside view, because I want to make sure there was no bug with this light, right? It wasn't appearing. Maybe let's do the free camera from here. And now it's appearing, but it was not when... Is it a bug? Is it like an MSFS limitation? Interesting. Okay. Because I really wanted to check them out from outside. Let me try again. Okay, so outside view here. Okay, strobe. Is the strobe on the tail? Let me see. Okay, and now landing lights. It's a shame, because I think I remember this is how you could like test all of those lights when standing outside. So this doesn't seem to be fully working. Maybe it's like impossible when in the walk around mode. Okay, let's go back inside. Let's try the landing lights. Okay, so we want the rotating beacon just for test purposes, right? Okay. So when you do it from the inside, it does work, right? So it's just a outside manipulation of the lights that doesn't. Okay. Let me make sure I don't forget anything. Okay. So we can shout clear prop, right? So fuel selectors. Okay. Mixture rich. Oh, I guess I was playing around here and saved it. Okay, propeller full forward. Carb heat is off. Master switch on, fuel pump on. Let's check for pressure here. Okay. Yes, we have it off. Okay. And so now the primer, most of the time 5 strokes. Max to both. Prop clear. And now the start. Okay. Parking brake, obviously. Yep. Okay. Oil pressure check. It's in the green, so this is fine. Let me check if it's not too loud. It shouldn't be. You can close the window. And let's lean a little bit on the ground. Okay. So taxi. Okay, primer is locked. Avionics master on. And we will set. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay. The meter is checked. Radios on. Further. Okay. And we will set everything up. Altimeter. We have it here. Do we? Yeah, here. 1019er. Okay. Look. Okay. So you will have all of it. Let's just adjust the navigation. In the beginning, you can just use the VOR. Okay, so let me just take a look. 117.9er. Okay, NAV1 will be here. So I guess we can also set it up. Yep, we have it here. I haven't used this one. It's interesting. So this is the heading. No, it's also called heading, despite it being the course. Interesting. I mean, not really. 272. I just love those turn knobs that don't have acceleration. Let me see again. Yeah, let's set up. Ooh, strange. Really. Okay. Now we have the distance here, which is pretty handy. Okay, it's interesting. It's interesting. Okay, makes sense. And now, yeah, the curse is safe. Okay. Seems fun. Let's take a look at the temperatures. We are idling around 10,000. Okay, let's just grab this one. Make sure that it's updated with our fuel state. Okay, so the oil temperature is okay already. Cylinder head still a little bit cold, but I guess we can just start taxiing. Yeah, we had such nice weather. Now it's kind of cloudy. Let me look at this one, so we might also use it. There's an NDB at the destination airport. I can show you the passengers again, because it's a new feature, right? I mean, it's a new feature in 2024, because it was there in 2023, what I remember. Okay, and we can start taxiing, this time not into the cars, hopefully. Yeah, the sounds in this one are really great. Yesterday I was flying the Aerostar, and it doesn't sound so good. I mean, maybe it's realistic that the Aerostar just has like less cool sounds in reality. I don't know. Okay, let's not get too fast. When it comes to ChasePlane, if you have seen like my last video, you have seen I didn't like this like movement in the inside too much because it was just too strong for me. So I did find a way to tune it down, and I will also show you like in the air. Okay. So parking brake. Let's see what the temperatures are. Kind of in the green-ish, I guess. So we can start with the next steps. Look. Okay, so this is all that we have, I guess. So let's do the run-up. Position into the wind. Actually, this is not the position into the wind, but the wind is very weak, so this should be still fine. Let's check the fuel quantity. Seems good. Fuel selectors, let's change them. I have seen people using the pump. It's not really the checklist for changing tanks, but as this is done in all other planes pretty much that I own, so maybe it makes sense. Okay, desired tank, mixture is required, throttle 2000 RPM. Okay, not rolling, nice. Okay, let's take a look at the instruments. This is fine. I mean, it was a used plane and it's the first flight, so everything is possible, but this all seems fine. Okay, so magnetos check. Okay, around 100, drop. Yeah, close to being acceptable, but still fine. Okay, let's just exercise the propeller. nice. And let's see if there's anything left. Okay, carb heat, check. Let's see. Yes, it is reducing the RPM. Okay, so it seems to be working. Okay, controls. Okay. Okay, rudder trim not required, flaps. I don't think we will need them here. And I also couldn't find like a really good explanation on when flaps are used in this one, like obviously for the landing, right? But for the takeoff. Okay, fuel selectors is okay, fuel pump is on, mixture full rich is full rich, pull forward, carb heat off, and heat is required, straps on, landing lights on. Okay, and rotate is 85. Okay, nice. So this, and this. Yeah, I missed the Comanche. Haven't flown it for some time. Yeah, it's interesting that it's no waypoint here. Oh, because we are not in GPS mode. Okay, so this is the new functionality that it also reads from the GPS. Okay. And I guess we can start. I was wondering about the lighter, but it's not on. Okay, this is not popped. But also check the breakers, they are not popped. Actually, when I came back to my Aerostar yesterday, it had one of those popped, right? So everything is possible and we need to be ready. Okay. Let's just reduce this. And we can set up for takeoff. Yeah, there was such nice sunshine when we started, and now it's kind of grayish. Hopefully the weather will improve, because I also want to show you some nice sights with ChasePlane. Okay, just 1 second, because I can see I don't have tracking on, and we will want to look around. Ooh, interesting. I started really lagging for a second. Now it's fine. We should be fine. I'll just check it. Yep, that's my head. Oops. Okay. I also always like those like custom ground taxi sounds. Ooh. Hey, I hope this one will be long enough. Okay, propeller in, this in, we have everything here. Oh, was this not on the checklist? Probably was, I just missed it. Okay. So to alt, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Just make sure we get the navigation lights. Okay. very nice. Gear up. And let's do the turn. Let's make sure there's like no mountain here. Yeah, I really like how this flies. So I read the first reviews of this 2024 update, and some people even said that it feels like it's flying better. But I'm not sure if this is true. I mean, it always felt good. But I'm not sure if there was anything like really being done on the flight model in addition to what they have done when like bringing it like in the first place to 2024. Yeah, but it really feels good. And I really like this movement during the takeoff. So I think just setting the ChasePlane shaking and movement to 50% is a good idea for me, obviously, because it is very subjective. And we'll be slowly turning on the workers. Oh no, please don't tell me that am I flying in the right direction? No, because this is okay. Yeah, I'm not used to this new display. For some reason I was looking at the arrow here, and like obviously it was pointing to the VOR and not the course that we have set up. So another turn. Always something. Yeah, this is really great. Okay, let me just go back to standard view. We can reduce the RPM a little bit. Let's move it to 2024. I mean to 2400. Too much 24s here. And I think we are at like the correct height for some sightseeing. We can get rid of the landing lights and get rid of the fuel pump. Yeah, this is actually weather that would be great for some carp icing, so we will see if we will get any. Now I'm looking at this line here. I think it's just the border of the space here. Yeah, exactly, so we don't need this. Yep, so I will just use this one. Let's reduce the speed a little bit. And we can take in some of the views here. some nice rural like landscape here. And let's maybe check out the autopilot. Floaty, let's just wait for it to load. Okay. And let it follow the track, so the standard setting is high. Low is supposed to only be like for weak signals. Okay, let me just turn off the head tracking. Too much movement here, especially if we add also the movement introduced by ChasePlane, right? Yeah, everything seems fine, so we have 24 here, we need around 23, yes. Okay, so we need everything here, more or less. Let me just get climb fuel pump off. Okay, power 24 2400, this is fine, but we are pretty much already cruising. Set mixture fuel pump, verify off, fuel pressure. Okay, everything is in the green, so it seems that this was like a good purchase. Okay. Okay, so this is for turning. Okay, so this is something that I honestly say I don't remember, and the part that I don't remember is how to turn on altitude hold, right? Because I know this function is here. Is there like a separate switch for it? It's probably right there, and oh yeah, here, obviously. Okay. And we can also check out this new functionality. So for this one, we need to be in heading hold. Okay. And now we need to be in GPS, and now we need to use this GPS, and let's see if it works. Because the GPS is supposed to be overwriting the heading function, right? So from what I remember from the manual, you have to be in heading and then switch to GPSS and use the GPS as like the main navigation source. Yep, very nice. Can take a look at some views. Yep, and you have probably noticed that there is no pilot, and this is currently one of the limitations of ChasePlane. When we are flying the 414, the Cessna, we could see a pilot, and this is because in the Cessna it was this 2020 avatar, right? Here it's the 2024, and with the 2024, sadly, it doesn't work with ChasePlane. I guess I can show you the limitation that they are providing, because I think this is also important if you are making the decision if you should like buy into ChasePlane. Just give me a second so I can find it for you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to 2024, ChasePlane is still like in an experimental state, so everything can change, right? So there is Tobii eye tracker support, but for now it's being tested. Okay, VR is not supported in 2024. It's not working in activities and missions. Okay, I'm not sure about the career mode. It's not specified here, so let's just proceed. No pilots in external view for 2024, which is a real shame, because obviously you're paying to have the best cinematic experience, and then it looks really bad if there's nothing inside. Okay. It doesn't work with the default replay system, but like, I'm not sure if many people are using it. I'm using flight control replay. There's a problem with the Xbox controller if you use it like as the main primary control, and to want to also use it for camera control, so you cannot. Okay? And when using those active checklists, that when you like click on the eye, they move you to the right place, this will also not work, right? So the checklist will work, but this like moving of the view to the instrument that you have to do an action on will not work. Okay, so still a lot of limitations, so it's also important that you know about these. And I didn't mention them during the first video because I didn't even know this web page exists, right? I just found it. And now we can like see a very good example of this limitation once again. So. Yeah, so this is really not optimal. I don't think those are views that I would enjoy like looking at for longer, because they just like feel bugged and are bugged, right? Luckily, we also have views like this one where you don't see the pilot. Can I find another nice view here? Yeah, oh, here, great. Okay. We can hide this fact here. Okay, let's just see if everything is fine with our engine. Engine analyzer. Okay. But we are like running pretty rich, so I think we can lean a little bit. So let me just see, 24 is fine, 23 RPM. Oh no, so 20, yeah. So we can even add some power. Obviously there are like many cruise settings. In this case I want 22 to 24. Okay. And we can use the lean assist here. And let's just play it. We are not very high, right? Only 4,000. And we can still save on fuel. Oh yeah, it's the autopilot wanting some additional trim. Okay, here you go. Okay, that's fine. I was thinking it should be like closer to full just because we are not very high. Okay, now. Okay, so let it stabilize, and we want like 15 degrees ridge of peak, right? So let's go back. Okay. It's a nice realistic delay. Just a second. I want to check out what we have here. What kind of... Oh, okay, it's just a backup. Okay, so not much stuff here. I think I had like other planes with G5, but this was like in X-plane times, and I think I remembered there was like much more that you could do it. Either way, in the description they said it's the Asobo G5, so this might explain stuff. Or maybe I'm just remembering wrong, like it was always so basic. Okay, so let's trim down. Okay, so heading is fine. Yes, I think this will be for sure like a nice update for a lot of people, because even if they like want the full simulation, they probably don't always care about like having the GPS only as advisory device, right? And having to change the course and the heading on their own every time that this like GPS path would turn, right? So I think this will make the plane more enjoyable for a lot of people. I think I messed up this leaning. I normally know how those computers work, but here it's kind of strange. Let me just see. I guess I'm too used to the other ones that kind of tell you you're at the peak, and then tell you if you are over it, right, or close to it. Okay, now we have those vibrations. So I have even like watched a video about leaning this specific plane, but I don't know, maybe I got distracted and didn't see the exact moment. But either way, if it starts vibrating, then you are too far already. So please don't take it as a guidance on leaning. Okay, let's change the thing. Okay, we are getting some weather here. You can see the terrain is getting higher. So this is always what I like that it shows you the percentage of the power that you have available at a leaning setting, right? I think we will probably... I'm not sure. Let's just take a look at an outside view, even if there is no pilot. Okay, let me just make sure I'm not misinterpreting this limitation with no pilot visible. Beep, 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 beep. So here, payload. Yeah, there is a pilot edit. I was thinking maybe you have to do it manually, but no. Yeah, that's not optimal. Okay, guys, we still have some time to go, as you can see, 50 miles. So I will just jump to the approach and we'll see you then. Okay? See you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so we are slowly reaching our approach. Let me just brief you on it. And this might be interesting just because of this new function, right? So the autopilot should do all of the turns by itself. So we will see how this will work out. Once again, let me show you the map so you know where we are. We are kind of here, I guess. And we will be joining this approach here. Okay. Let me just show you the approach. It's a GPS approach. We'll be joining by Pemut, right? And then going here. And let's see how this will work out. Actually, in this addendum, in this manual here that we get for the 2024 version, they are providing a lot of information on how this new navigation functionality works, right? So this is this one, the last one. And let me just see. Okay, so ILS know to fly a GPS approach at the end of the flight plan. GPS approaches can be flown in the same way as the rest of the flight plan. Okay, with manual control of descent rate by the pilot. Okay. So as we don't have any vertical autopilot modes, it might be strange, but you will see. But I guess it's the same when you're flying like ILS approach with this one. Okay, so let's do some views quickly. Sadly, once again without pilots. Let's maybe add some passengers so it won't be as sad. Where is it? Here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this still looks really sad. So just so you know, once again, for people who are watching, this is not the fault of the plane. This is the fault of ChasePlane experimental version. So if this is like a deal breaker for you, then just wait until they fix it. Because currently it's just like in the experimental branch and much of it can change. And I can understand if this will be a very like important point for many people. Okay. Either way, we should go down to 4,900, I think, 4,600. Okay? So let's get rid of this one. And let's reduce speed. Yeah. Slowly we can turn everything on so we will be visible. I guess I can reduce the speed a little bit more. Because once again there is like no vertical mode, so even without this that like handles all of the lateral stuff, it will be still like a pretty manual process. Let's just trim it down, not too much. What was it supposed to be? 4,600. So once again, so you know what I'm doing here. 4,600, right, at this point. Okay, it should do the turn on its own if we will not be fighting it too much. Okay. Okay, and we do have the NDB being followed here. I can show it to you. I just like tuned it in as an additional guidance here. 289er, okay, 289er, and we have the indication here. And this turn is just being made by the autopilot. As we can see, it has... oh, okay. Now I know why it's not. Okay, now it should follow the line nicely. Sorry, I was just playing around with it and didn't notice it. So once again, for this new GPS functionality, it needs to be on heading here. I just wanted to blame the GPS when in reality it was my fault. I think now it should follow the line nicely. Nice, we are still receiving the VOR at our at the airport that we have left. Origin airport. Yeah, it's catching it nicely. Okay, let's just trim down because we want to lose some speed. I think this is the airport already. So yeah, it has done the turn nicely. Heading here. But like adjusting the vertical, well, adjusting the attitude, right? So the vertical part of the navigation is not easy, and at the same time you cannot make too many inputs to the lateral part of it to not hinder the GPS, right? It's nice that here we have the band. Okay, so this is pretty useful. And this part is kind of meh, but here we have like a lot of useful information, so this is nice. I'm just wondering if there is like full guidance here, because I think this might be the glide slope for the GPS. So even if it's not providing vertical, well, if it's not providing like vertical input, it seems to be providing the correct vertical guidance for the GPS approach. So this is already like a great win if you will use it like in bad weather, if you only have a GPS, too much. If you only have like a GPS based approach, this is like a new quality of flying. It's just me who needs to get used to regulating like the attitude, right? The pitch with the trim. And if this, I could understand why many people would just fly them like by hand, because it's easier actually to follow the guidance here by hand than with having to do the trim here. So I think let's just do it. Yeah, but now the GPS's guidance is off, so I'm wondering if this will be updated. But we will see. Okay. We'll just not run into the ground, and we will see once we are closer. Yeah, this is really nice, really useful. especially if there will be like no ILS at the destination airport that will show you the DME. You can just use the final waypoint, right? It's DME indication. And I also like this, like, it's not called like tendency indicator. I don't remember like the name of it. Yeah, so I think this PFD is really useful. There is lots of stuff that we didn't have in this form before. Although when I'm looking at the speed, because it's in knots and this is in miles. I'm wondering if you can set it up, because that's not optimal. Okay. Yeah, this would be really distracting. Okay. Flaps. Yeah, and we can see the guidance is moving despite GPSs being off. So this is great, but like it's bad that it's in knots. Okay, so let's check. Pump is on, all of the lights are on, mixture full, propellers full, this is off. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Let's clean up. Yeah, but this has really worked. This is great. And I'm just wondering if there is like a way to change it to miles. Because we do have also the knots indicator here, but it's like not very good. Okay, so heading altitude. Yeah, I don't know, but this is like the vanilla G5, right? So I would assume there might be a manual for it somewhere. Let me just check. So this is obviously this. This can change it to the MFP, so this is not really what we want to. If I press it for longer, nothing happens. Yeah, but this is interesting because there is like an altitude limitation, so I'm wondering if this can be used with the autopilot. If it will really work like old select. Just a second. Not foul stuff here. So yeah, so this is worth exploring, I think, for the next flights. Either way, let's get rid of this one. No stroke, no fuel pump. Okay. So this is Rijeka in Croatia, and as I said, it's one of the free custom airports. Both of those great airports that we have seen today are totally free and accessible for anyone. Just so you see, I just checked the landing late plugin because I was thinking we pretty much dropped from the sky. And according to this one, this was really soft, like not only when it comes to the FPS, because I was thinking it might show wrong FPS because there was a ditch in the runway, right? And in reality, it was like much more. But then you can see that the G-force, the impact was also pretty weak. So I don't know. According to this one, it was a good landing, but according to what I saw and felt, it wasn't. Maybe it's also partially due to ChasePlane, because all of those movements are exaggerated, right? They are much stronger. But I mean, I take what the landing rate monitor says. And let me just see. What do I want here? Because I was only starting from here one time, so I don't remember what the layout is. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is all airliner stuff, right? And I want GA stuff. Where is my GA stuff? Maybe here? No, I don't think so. Also, like those emergency vehicles, they don't want me to stay here. Here? Yeah, I guess we can do the turn to the left. Oops. Yeah, at least we have some nice sunshine. Ooh. Yeah, I really enjoy like checking those old world updates out, because there is a lot of hidden great stuff that like everybody gets totally for free. Okay. And so let's just see the checklist. After landing, flaps up, they are up. Strobes off, they are off. Fuel pump off, it's off. Mixture lean as required, it's leaned. Trim to neutral. Kind of was, which is always nice for the landing. And then parking brake set, radios off. Okay. Oh, you're also off. Okay, avionics master off, throttle closed. Okay, mixture cut off. Magnetos off. Control wheel secure. Hito hit? Nothing about anti-ice? No. Okay. Magnetos off are off. Control wheel secure. Okay, windows closed. Tie down secure. Okay. Guess we can also. No. just open it up. Yeah, I mean, especially the hand flying in this one is great. And we can just click here to get outside. Very nice. So the only thing which I'm not sure about after testing it are those, right? Because normally those were used to check the lights when being outside. And it seemed like we couldn't use them really for this. So I'm not sure. Look. Okay. Okay, so we didn't mess up the plane, which is always nice. Let's get some nice view. Okay. So, the plane, great, like always. I like those additions. If it would cost me $15, I think it might be a little bit too much. But at the same time, as I said, the base version also works for 2024, so nobody needs to do it. Plus, if you bought the Comanche, you might have some points on their store, right? So it will be cheaper. Plus, I think this functionality that allows the GPS to take over navigation, at least the lateral one, is great. And also this like G5 electronic PFD seems like it could be very useful in like bad weather flying, especially if there is no ILS, but you will need to base on GPS navigation. That saying, this plane has no anti-ice, right? So it won't have to be like very bad cold weather, I guess. When it comes to ChasePlane, sadly the realization that you cannot see the pilots in native 2024 planes during those outside views and cinematics is really a deal breaker, I think. And it will be for many, so let's just hope that the next versions will be an update, because like many are awaited, right? It's still in the experimental phase and there will be functions added. So for most people, I would like recommend to wait. What I really like is the movements inside. So if you have seen my last video, I had some problems with the movements, especially during touchdown to the sides. They were like too strong for me and disorienting. So now after I like tuned it down to 50%, I can show you where it's being done, because it's not so obvious. So you need to go to the groups, okay? In this case, here, internal pilot view, right? And here you can change the options for the whole group of views. And here, the camera physics, I just reduced it to 50%. And now I think you have the experience, but at the same time, it's not making it more difficult. Because before there was so much movement, it was really hard to get confused with what the plane is really doing. Okay, and with this, thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this short showcase. And it's nice that like A2A gave us this paid present, but still, there's a lot of interesting stuff in it. Okay, so once again, thank you and see you, and have a great rest of the holiday season. Bye-bye.